So we are live. Hello to our new Ask Your Mentor Anything live in the Mentoring for Translators group and YouTube channel. And at the same time, I went live on Instagram. So Tess, did you see me live there? So asked to invite you. And today we're hosting, I'm so proud, I'm so glad and honored to have Tess Whitty with us today. It's the first time I'm a bit nervous for my interviews because of Tess, but I think everything is going to go great. So you don't see me live on Instagram? You don't see anything?
No, I do.
Okay, great. Okay, so I'm inviting you then. Okay, so we are live at the same time in the Mentoring for Translators group on Facebook. Waiting marketing tips for translators to go live with me on Instagram. Hello, Tess. You have to turn your mobile on vertical. Yeah, great. Okay. Thank you.
There we go.
Is it nice? We are going to use our. If this doesn't work for you, we can invite people to join us on Facebook and YouTube. It's okay. People are joining. So hello. Please do let us know where are you watching us from. If the sound is okay, picture is okay. If you can hear us watch as well. And okay, great. Tess, that's great. Yeah, I love your background. Hello again. Hello, Tess. Welcome to the Ask Your Mentor Anything live event. We've been doing that for, I think, more than 3 months now, every week on a Friday. And so hello, Mario. Sound is great. He says, hello for joining us. Thank you for joining us. And our today's topic is how to market your services online and use inbound marketing to attract clients to you. It was a subject and topic was suggested by Tess because Tess has also a course many years now on the same topic. So we're going to talk about the course as well later. So let's start with I don't think so there is anyone that might not know you, Tess, already, but if you would like to take a few moments, maybe some people, they do not know you, to let us know a few things about you and your background.
Yes, thank you for having me, Virginia. It's good to be here, and it looks lovely in Greece right now. My name is Tess Whitty. I have been an English into Swedish freelance translator. Feels like forever, but since 2003. And in about 2010, I started presenting to other translators. So my background is in marketing. My education is in marketing. I worked with marketing before I became a freelance translator. So in about 2010, I started presenting webinars and at conferences to help other freelance translators market their services. And I now have 2 books. I have a podcast and I have several online courses.
I have your book here, but I cannot bring it now. And I have it with your signature because that was the first time we met.
Yes.
If you remember, it was in Zagreb at maybe conference.
In Zagreb. Okay.
Yeah, in 2015, I think I got your book with your signature. And I think I knew you already, of course, but I think that was the first time we met in person there. But since then, we've met already in many other conferences like Earlier Together and last year's BP. So thank you so much for joining us. Were you about to say something and I interrupted you?
No.
Okay, so I was about to say about your book, which is great, and I have it. So I have to buy the second book. So I really recommend you if you are into marketing and you would like to learn how to market yourself as a translator, totally go and check out on Tess's website to find out more about those books. And also many other resources there. The podcast is great. We did a podcast together twice, so you can find us there as well. And also many free resources and also paid courses. And that's how I met also Tess and what she does for like 10 years now. Tess, that's great. So for me, Tess is already a role model. I've mentioned that before many times. It's one of the translators that I've been following myself in order to become established and to learn how to market myself among other also role models and well-known translators and mentors of mine. So, and if we can say unofficially, Tess is also a mentor of mine by following her, buying her books, reading her books, podcasts, and all the resources that are there online. And also Tess talks and presentations at conferences, which are great. And I totally recommend you, if you happen to be at a conference where Tess presents, totally recommend you to go and watch it. You'll learn so many things. So let's start a bit to get to know you. So I usually ask my guests some questions that are the most common questions I get from my mentees. I gather them. So one very common question, I guess, is how did you start out as a translator?
So it was sort of by accident. I've studied 6 languages, and
Wow.
I've always loved languages, but my degree is in marketing. I did not understand how I would work with languages. I've just been interested in them my whole life. So it wasn't until I moved to the United States that I decided to try and find something that I can do from home. I had a 2-year-old and I was pregnant. And my former colleagues and friends and stuff said, why don't you look into translation? And so I started researching it and updating my resume, putting myself out there. And after my first job, I've never looked back.
Wow.
I love it.
Yeah, that's a great story, because I think you are the second person here without a degree in translation who is very active in translation. And I think you've mentioned many times in your podcast and other presentations that your main income comes from translation rather than marketing, if that's correct. Yeah. So it's great to share with us how you've been doing that. And also I find very interesting our today's topic, because many of my mentees, they tell me, I really don't like to go out and chat for clients. I would prefer them to come to me. So I think for those that they are not really like outbound marketing and go after your clients, this is the ideal live that you should watch and today's topic. So the second most common question I usually get asked is how did you get your first client? If you remember, you mentioned that you started sending out your CVs. Is that correct?
Yes, I do remember how I got my first clients.
Wow.
I registered on pros.com.
Okay.
And I responded to a job there, I think. And yeah, after that, I was like, yep, this is great. And then from there, I started developing my own website and signing up to work with translation agencies, etc. So I even remember what I bought for my first payment. A pair of boots, and I don't want to get rid of them.
Really? That's nice, because I have other translators, they tell me I cannot even remember how did I find my first client. So that's nice that you have all the story here with us and you're sharing it. So I suppose it was an agency, your first clients, through Pros, most probably? Yes. Okay. But later, I assume you got into the direct clients market, and since then, most of your income comes from direct clients or agencies?
It's about 50-50.
Okay.
Right now.
For me, it's more
I work with boutique, especially transcreation agencies and some other agencies still that I really enjoy. And then I have some direct clients.
Okay, it would be very interesting to let us know how do you convince them about your rates, the agencies, but that's another topic. If we have time later, we can talk about that.
Yeah.
So
not many agencies can pay my rates anymore.
I know. That's why I was like so spontaneously asked about that. It's very also common question for those that really want to enter the direct clients market because the agencies no longer accept the rates. So that's very common also issue we deal with. My mentees and also here in the interview live, the questions we get. So if you have any questions about our today's topic, really encourage you to do that now, because we have Tess, and Tess is live and she's going to answer any of your questions. So take this opportunity to ask us anything. So the next most common question is, if you have that figured out, what is the most effective client acquisition strategy that you've been implementing so far in your career?
to get clients.
Yeah, client acquisition. Yeah.
So I don't live where I can't network very much live where I live. I would have to travel very far to network with clients.
Okay.
So the most efficient strategy for me for direct clients is inbound marketing, or my website, my online presence, and so forth. I've received many good direct clients through my website and LinkedIn profile.
Wow, that's amazing. But I know that you've been doing great work on LinkedIn as well, prospecting there. So I think we have covered what is your relationship with mentoring, because you have two books, you have your podcast, you have free resources, you've been talking to conferences, you're providing courses to other translators. So I don't know if you would like to add anything more on that.
I love helping other translators with their marketing and succeed. So, yes, I do it through my podcast and through my books and through my courses and through my presentation. But I also do one-on-one consulting for those
Okay.
who are interested in that.
Consultant. Okay, yeah.
I am also right now the chair of the mentoring committee in American Translators
Mhm.
Association. So I'm very involved in the mentoring there.
Mhm.
Um,
I think we had some discussion last year at BP. You didn't have that position last year, or
yes.
you just started. Okay. And how are the things going for that project there?
Good. We
Okay.
are updating the mentoring program and reviving it, trying to make it more
Yeah.
efficient and compact. So, a
Mhm.
6-month program instead of a 12-month program.
Okay.
We are working on creating masterminds.
Wow. Because I
Oh,
remember it needed work back then, but that's very nice to hear that there is also progress to that. So
yes.
those that are members at ADA, you can go and watch that and find out more on the website of ATA. So great news. I think we covered. The last question was something positive about the lockdown, the developments that we've seen lately in our business, if this has affected you, and if you have something positive to share, something really good that or work really well right now for your business.
Mhm. So, like many others, I was very worried because of the pandemic and the economic downturn, etc. But I kept marketing. I reached out to all my current clients, said, I'm here to help. And we talked about that in our podcast episode on how to take care of our existing clients.
Exactly, yeah.
And just by sending one email in the beginning of the pandemic and now an updated email, I contact I reach out to my current clients about once a quarter, sort of with an update. This is my availability. These are the projects I'm working on, etc. Just from that, um, I think I've received 4 jobs because of just reaching out, reminding them, etc. So I just want to encourage everybody during the pandemic to not give up,
Hmm.
to keep marketing, and not. I understand that some industries, etc., are having an economic downturn. I have had clients, good clients, asking me for longer payment periods, for reduced rates, etc. And what I want to say, don't use the pandemic as an excuse to stop marketing. Don't use the pandemic as an excuse to lower your rates. Uh, for example, for the one, I have lowered my rate for one direct clients, but it's time bound. It's for a quarter, and then as soon as they are back on their
Okay.
feet, it's an event planning company.
What percentage would that be, the lowering rate? What percentage?
25.
Okay, that's acceptable.
So I agreed on that. It's an event planning company. I know that their services will be needed in the
Okay.
future. So, but I just wanted to tell everybody, don't use it as an excuse to panic, to lower your rates, to take on any job, to become desperate. Keep marketing to your ideal clients, keep nurturing your current clients. It does work. And that's what I
that's
wanted
also
to
what
say.
I keep saying, because I have what's other translators and marketing experts presentation. They might say that this is not the right time to market your services, but I definitely disagree with that. I don't believe there is a right way or time to market your services. It's a long-term process that shouldn't stop us from doing that
Yes,
any other.
the need for translation will not disappear.
Exactly,
It will
exactly,
come back. And if you keep marketing and sort of being of service in not marketing in a you have to be sort of empathetic to the clients and keep marketing in a nurturing, service-minded way. They will remember you and they will come back to you once they can. And the need for translation won't disappear. If you stop marketing and using the pandemic as an excuse to stop marketing, you will leave room for other. I mean, you will disappear. That's
exactly.
it's only um, to your disadvantage.
And yeah, also, I don't know if you agree with that, but also translation is one of the professions that they see rise and
Mhm.
increase in the workflow, especially during crisis. Here in Greece, we had crisis like for over 7 years, but my work also went better and better every year, even if we had a
Mhm.
crisis. And also, I saw a research in the US that they were pointing out like translation and translators were one of the 10 most if we can say during a crisis, one of the 10 professions that they saw rise during an economic crisis worldwide.
Yes.
So, yeah, you agree with that?
Yes. I've seen the
Okay.
statistics and
You've
the
seen that.
report.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
that's great. And I think that's very optimistic for us as well. We are lucky to have that profession, especially during those crises, that we can work from home or from everywhere and can still find clients,
Yeah.
even if our existing have some issues because of coronavirus or any other crisis. So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that. So you mentioned that you sent something like reminding them your existence to your existing clients. It was like something, I'm here and I'm online. I'm still working during the crisis or something like that. What would you
Yes.
recommend?
And the first one was
Mhm.
in the beginning of the lockdown and the pandemic. And then I was like, I hope you're all doing well. I'm here to help in any way you can. I can prioritize anything related to the pandemic, but also work with you. So that is why I also have have extended payment terms to those who
Okay.
are
Hmm.
needing translations but have payment issues themselves, etc. Just work with them, be of service. And I also, even pre-pandemic, I reach out to my clients once every quarter, sort of like,
Yeah.
this is my current project, in case you have any similar, if you have any questions. This is my availability for the next few months, and so forth. And
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
most clients appreciate my emails.
I believe that, yes. And also because I've been asked so many times what to send, so it was very interesting what you shared with us. So for those that they would be really interested in doing such a strategy for their business and nurturing the existing clients and nudging, as we say, the existing clients and the dormant, maybe those that they haven't heard back
Hmm.
from some time, why not to remind them your exist like your current projects? You can tell them about any current project that you just completed, or you can like share with them your availability for the next period, or just if they're okay, especially if there is something like lockdown or any other
Hmm.
worldwide crisis. Also, some maybe changes or flexibility in your payment terms that you would like to share with them. As you mentioned, you can extend your payment terms for those that they might really need it, or even better, like if there is a real need in the service, like for a specific time period, as you mentioned, to lower your rate, like at 20, 25%, something like that, but only for those that they really need it. So those are some examples that you could use also your own if you would like to implement the same strategy in your business, and Tess really encourages you to do so.
And
And
I wanted to add, I've only
yes,
lowered my rates for one client, and it is because this
yeah,
client has been my best clients
exactly.
past 3 years.
Yeah, you were very clear on that. That is very precious client of yours. You were you realized that they were in real need, so they were event planners. So you have to be very cautious for whom you have been doing that. If they're precious to you as clients, if there is they are in real need when they ask you to do that. So we do not encourage you to do that all the time, or because as an excuse to find a crisis or your clients to ask you to do that. So really don't.
Yes.
Okay, so great. We have one question for you. We cannot see your name. If you click the link above this video, we can see your name, but it says, can tell us about how she started with transcreation?
Okay, that is something I have been interested in since I've studied marketing. I've also studied copywriting, and always, since I'm not living where my in my target language country, I keep working on my writing skills in Swedish and my copywriting skills and so forth. And marketing is sort of my passion. I enjoy it, so I've learned it. As I've gone along, and then started with transcreation projects. Sort of, it's the same thing as how I got started with translation. It was sort of by accident, and I discovered that I love it and I'm good at it. And now that is one of the services I'm marketing to clients.
So a client of yours might ask you to provide such a service. You did it, you liked it, you were good at it, so you continue doing this.
Yep.
Do you think there are any courses you would share with us later about copywriting or transcreation? Because you mentioned that you've been working on your writing skills, copywriting skills.
Well, if you want to learn them in Swedish, I have a lot of resources.
All of them are in the yeah. Why not? Why not?
But yeah, you can find a lot of resources online for writing skills, for transcreation skills, for copywriting. Right now, I'm also studying digital marketing.
Me too. Yeah.
So
I suppose you are not studying digital marketing in Swedish, or
no,
you do?
no,
Okay.
that's a general course. Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so let's get into how to become a transcreator. So I think I already answered that. Tess became by an accident, but if you're really into that, why not? We suggest you to go online and find a course on that, start learning how to do it, experiment yourself by undertaking such a project to see test your skills on that. But there are so many online resources on to find that, and also so many projects also on pros and online that they really ask that service. Translation, it isn't something that different of what we do. So if you're doing like website localization, most probably you've been asked to do transcreation as well. Sometimes we do not just translate the text of a website. So most of the times either we copyright or copy edit or transcreate. She's a mentor, isn't she? I don't know who is asking because we cannot see your name. You have to click the link above this video in order to see your name. Tess is not only a mentor, she's an expert in what she's been doing. She has a degree in marketing. She's also an expert translator. She has written 2 books. You can find all the information later. We are going to share how to contact Tess, so you can find all the information and the marketing themes for Translators website to find out more about Tess. So let's get into our topic, because we really would like to keep it 1 hour if we can still this time, so as not to overwhelm you and to keep it short and to the point with the information. So Tess, share with us what inbound marketing is.
Okay, inbound marketing is an expression in the marketing world. What it really means is that you are attracting clients to you more than going out and contacting them directly. It's about, and you do it by creating content and sharing it with the world. You create content specifically designed for your ideal clients. You put it out there on the World Wide Web, and by that you can attract qualified prospects to your business. So you attract clients to you basically online. That's what inbound marketing is.
You mentioned about content making. What's the difference with content marketing, if we can say that, or content marketing is included as a sub-strategy of inbound marketing?
Content marketing is a part of inbound marketing.
I really hate it, but that's me. I don't really like it. I really into about me, myself, I'm talking into strategies that I can do, like actively go after clients. But I've seen great results of those that have been doing that, like you, Tess, and many other translators that I have also in as guests here host before, and especially on LinkedIn and their website SEO. They've seen great results.
Yes.
So it works.
Yes.
So content marketing as a sub strategy to inbound marketing. How we can use inbound marketing to attract ideal clients to us online? You mentioned content marketing, but
You need to have a presence online, and the hub of all this presence should be a website. And the website should be targeted to your ideal clients or who you want to attract, because you can't just put a website out there for anybody in the world, because then nobody will be attracted to it. It's the same as with all marketing. You need to know who you want to reach. And then on this website, try to provide good content for this target market. But it's not only the website. On the website, try to collect their information if you can by having them either download a free resource or contact you for a free quote or consultation or etc. But it's also and that website, then SEO is very important, search engine optimization, so that the right people can find it. And but it's also social media. So for my translation clients, so that I won't get overwhelmed, I focus on LinkedIn for my translation clients. So I'm active on LinkedIn. I try to connect with people I would like to work with, colleagues in the same area as me, and etc. And then I post things online that might be valuable for my target clients. And then they want to find out more about me. They go to my website. I connect with them there. Maybe I send some information to them, send an email, and then maybe they become more interested. And after a while, I nurture them by providing good content and by connecting with them online. And hopefully they are interested in my services, and then work with me, and then I can keep nurturing them to and they can refer me to others, and the sort of the chain and the process goes on and on. So I can talk a lot about this.
yeah, that's LinkedIn. That's one part. You mentioned about your translation clients.
Yes.
So you mentioned about website, SEO, social media, LinkedIn.
Yes.
And posting valuable content for your ideal client. Is there anything else you would like to add about how we can use it?
The content part is usually what many of my students are struggling with. They don't know where to find content, what to write, etc. So the process is that you need to know who you want to target and who your ideal client is, and really know them and what they're struggling with, and then find information that can help them with this, and write your own content on your website and on LinkedIn that solve these problems for your clients. But you don't necessarily have to blog and write a lot of articles all the time yourself. Yes, you do need to write some, but you can also find other people's useful content that you can share with your ideal client. So it doesn't necessarily have to be only your own. And in the course, I also mentioned where to find resources of where to find content to share and what to write about, etc.
Okay, but I think the first step, and it's a very crucial part of my mentoring program as well, is to identify your ideal client.
Yeah.
Is to create the avatar, is to get to know them. And I think the main problem we have most of the times, especially as starting out translators, is we do not niche down. We are afraid to have one ideal client. So we spread all our efforts to different directions. So it's very, very difficult to create a content strategy, for example, the way that you've been describing to us for the last few minutes. if we have like too many ideal clients, or if we do not have one ideal client, or if we haven't worked with our marketing strategy and ideal client avatar so far. So I think
And
that's the main reason people translators are struggling with writing their content.
and
What's your
that is what I help a lot of
Mhm, mhm.
students with is
Yeah,
they are afraid to niche down. They are afraid to
exactly,
lose
exactly. Yeah,
work, and but by niching down, you are seen more as an expert, and it doesn't mean that you won't get inquiries about other areas too. I still do, even if I claim one or two target specializations. I do get inquiries from other areas too, um, but above all, I get a lot of inquiries in my areas of specialization, which I'm good at. I do well. I'm seen as an expert. I'm more productive in it, and I can provide more high quality translations in it. So I describe it like a bullseye. Your target client, the one you're writing to, is the bullseye, but it also attracts other clients with similar related specializations and projects in the outer concentric circles. So um, it is like you are throwing a stone into a water.
you
You're
see.
you're hitting your target client right there, but that your message resonates out wider and wider and attracts more and more people to you.
And also, yes, that's what I've been telling, that you will be surprised if you see the results of niching down. Maybe you're being afraid to do so because you're losing some clients, but you will be surprised with the results. You will be surprised with the clients and projects that you're going to find if you truly niche down, if you truly find your passion and work with that. And the more you niche down, the more the clients that you're going to find, because you will be the experts, you will be the first that they will come up in the LinkedIn or Google searches. So that's the reason why Tess recommends you to do so. And also, that doesn't exclude that you're not going to get projects from other specializations. As also already Tess told you, she's been accepting projects in other specialization, even if she's an expert in specific fields. And
And
yeah,
I just wanted to add, I think you actually get more clients that way, because if you
exactly.
are too general and are trying to attract from too many different areas, people don't trust you. They don't think that you can do a good job if you
Of
seem
course.
like a jack of all trades.
Yeah. And even if you're a good translator, that's very difficult to convince them online. You do not seem an expert in their eyes. And also, we had a great live with Maria Scheibengraf. I don't know if you follow her on Instagram. She's been doing a great job. And she had given us an example, if you could go and watch that live before, how by niching down, you attract not only your ideal clients, but more clients that they really trust you, as already Tess told us. It's easier for them to trust you and give you work, especially when we talk about direct clients. What about agencies? Do you do the same strategy, Tess? If someone is only working with agencies, would you recommend them to do the same steps?
Um, I I I still think you need to niche down.
Mm-hmm.
You won't be seen as an expert translator if you say that you are good in many different
Mm-hmm.
unrelated areas.
Yeah.
You still need to focus on one or two areas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it's not as niched and targeted as you need to be when you're targeting direct clients.
Yeah.
Plus, if you target direct clients, if you have too many different areas, it's like looking for a needle in a haystack when you're trying to find prospects to reach out to and contact.
Exactly. But what about the strategies and the steps that you mentioned already, like having a website or doing the strategies that you mentioned on LinkedIn, is also required when you're going after agencies, or you work only with agencies?
I think the same steps are important, but for agencies, you also need to be able to research them and look at their website and see what they how they want you to apply to them. I don't think it's a good strategy to try and connect with project managers on LinkedIn. It's better to contact contact them through whatever channel they have, like their website, or if they're registered in a database, etc., and follow that procedure, because a lot of project managers are so busy, or vendor managers, taking care of projects, taking care of clients, etc., that they don't spend very much time on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is very efficient for finding direct clients, connecting with direct clients. Yes, I am connected to project managers of my clients on LinkedIn, but I don't think you should use only LinkedIn to try and find project managers to connect with.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that too, but I cannot say that I've been contacted by agencies and project managers and vendor managers through LinkedIn because they find me through a research. So
Yes.
LinkedIn can work that direction. And also today I saw a post of Martina Russo, who is also teaching a module in your course about LinkedIn. Is that correct?
Yes.
And she mentioned that by implementing that strategy that she's been teaching in your course, she got a client, an agency that found her by searching Italian translator on LinkedIn.
Yes.
So LinkedIn also works for agencies if you're going after agencies. But my question was more generic about inbound marketing, and if you think that it is efficient as well if you're working only with agency, and if you would recommend it as a strategy to those that they work with agencies, or you would adjust it to that direction.
I have interviewed many agencies on my podcast, agency owners and company owners, and I know that many of them do check out your online presence. They
Okay.
do check if you have a website, because a website gives a professional, like, you're taking this seriously, this is a business for you. So yes, and I do think that inbound marketing works for if you're targeting agencies too, because I have received like you said,
inquiries, yeah, but through your website. So I think agencies, are they going to find you through your website, or most likely through your pros or any other directory as a translator? That's what
I have experienced all of it.
okay,
They
great.
found my website, they found me on my online directory profile, for example, American Translators Association or ITI. They found me through that. I've had also through LinkedIn people contacting me.
Yeah, I can tell through LinkedIn that my example as well. I get contacted by agencies through LinkedIn. So
Yes.
really the keywords work there. So let's continue with our topic. What the steps of a good inbound marketing strategy are, or we have already covered those?
Well, we can talk about it. You have to first of all know who you're trying to target, who you want to help.
Okay.
That's the first and most important step. Then you select the platforms where they are active. So this varies. If LinkedIn and website is the most important for translators, I do think. But if you are in a very creative field, maybe it's also Instagram or Pinterest.
You mentioned LinkedIn, and in your first part, you mentioned like what are the most popular website. Our website, okay.
So check where your ideal clients are the most active online, and focus on those platforms, and then make sure that you yourself have a clear image on these platforms, a unified image, a professional image, and then share good content that is interesting for these ideal clients on these platforms that you have chosen online. But also follow up, check the stats, look at the analytics, what is working, what is not working, tweak a little bit. Like I noticed that I had a lot of people coming from Pinterest to my website.
Really? Wow.
But they were not
your ideal client.
No, they were not. It was other translators, and then I noticed that I have my professional website on my translation Pinterest profile, which I don't really keep active because it doesn't attract clients to me. So then I changed it to another website. So check it. You can see a lot through the analytics, and then you can tweak it and update it and see what they are attracted to and not attracted to. and go from there. So those are the five steps. Identify who you're trying to target, select the platforms that are most efficient for these, have a clear company image on all these platforms, use SEO
Good content,
to attract clients to you, use good content to attract clients to you, and content and SEO is very interrelated with keywords. And then follow up, tweak, and check the analytics and go from there.
Great, that was great. So if you miss the 5 steps, you will be able to watch the recording and make notes about the 5 steps that Tess really encourage you to implement if you want to have a good inbound marketing strategy for your clients. And let's conclude with the easy SEO tips, because you've been mentioning SEO during our whole talk. So I assume that's really important, especially when you want to attract people. They have to find you somehow. So SEO is very important. So you would like to tell us a bit like easy SEO tips?
Yes, SEO can be very overwhelming. I think you can study SEO forever and not become an expert. But what you should focus on is, when you write anything online, know who you're trying to target. Write for your target clients and not for the search engines. Don't keyword stuff, etc. Focus on who you're trying to target. Use a custom domain name. It's very easy and affordable to register your own domain name. And then know what your ideal clients would put into Google to find you. So for me, it can be Swedish transcreation or English into Swedish localization, etc. And play around, use a keyword tool to find the best keywords for you, and then use them in anything you write. And then
in the text.
Okay. Yes. But the most important part is behind the scenes, and there are very easy tools for this for all websites and platforms. To always, for every page you have, everything you have, use a good description and a good that's called a meta tag. So a good title and a good description.
On the pictures, you mean, or in general?
In general, but also the for the pictures, it's called the alt tag. But yes, I'll also use a good alt tag title.
Is there any tool that you would like to share with us about keyword tool that you mentioned, or how to know what your ideal client will search online for you? I know that there are some tools, but is there anything you would like to share with us? As a tool?
So I have a lot of resources for it in my course and in my presentation. They are Ahrefs and they are SEMrush, are some of the keywords tools to use. You can also use a tool that I forget the name of, but you can put in, like, if I put in Swedish translation services, I can see what people are asking about online for that. I can find it for you.
And this is a free, I think, too, isn't it? It's like
free for 1 or 2 questions.
Okay, so we will share with you. These are 3 tools that Tess mentioned, and if you would like to find out more, you can go and find out on her course. But we promise to you that we're going to Ahref. It's something that we talked about also with Maeva Cifuentes, because we had an interview about especially SEO. So we were talking about 1 hour and a half about SEO. Okay. So you will find, so much content, especially about backlinking, SEO tools. We shared so many tools there. So you can find, if you search in the Mentoring for Translators group, Maeva Cifuentes has been sharing many tools, but the other 2 that you mentioned, we haven't mentioned them, so that it would be very helpful for the members, the community members, to know about them, how to ask a question, and to find out what are people looking for about you and your services online. And the other Samra, something like that you mentioned about keywords.
Yes.
Another tool. So we will post them underneath the live video in the Mentoring for Translators group, so as for you to be able to find out. And also the course of Tess will be in the CPD section with the courses. I'm going to post that later if this isn't there already. Maybe it is, but I will check it out. So About SEO, to wrap up, you have to be very careful about what you write online. You do not write for the search engine, but you write for your clients. So you have to have in your mind your clients. You have to have a custom domain name, as Tess already told us, to know what your ideal client will search online for you, and Tess will share with you a tool about that. To use keywords tools that I know some of them are expensive, but they're really worth it, like Ahref, I think Ahref, something like that. And also to have a good description meta tag, especially if you use WordPress or blogging. An alt tag is the one that you put underneath a picture. So I've been attending courses about that, but haven't implemented actually. Yeah.
But if this sounds like Greek to someone, then it doesn't have to be whatever website platform you use, they have SEO tools that you can just use.
Exactly.
For example, I use SEO by Yoast, and I can see going from red to green when I'm good on the SEO, and they give me all sorts of tips and etc. for it. Plus, that I would take. If you're interested in the course that Martina and I are teaching, we take you through it step by step. All of these steps that we mentioned today.
About SEO, you mean? In general.
Ideal client, picking a platform, SEO, how to optimize your online presence, what content to write, where to find it, a content to share, and how to analyze it.
Okay. And one last question about the SEO easy tips that we mentioned already. Do they apply to our blog that we've been writing on, or also on our social media presence and posts online? Is the same, or it's just about when we write a blog on WordPress or something like that, or the content of our website?
It's everywhere.
Everywhere. So you implement the same strategy about SEO everywhere, like writing a post on LinkedIn, do you have a blog for your clients?
Yes.
Is it in Swedish?
No. Okay. Because my buyers are English speaking.
Okay, that's great. So you can target both language-speaking countries. Thank you so much, Tess. That was really helpful. And I hope you find it helpful as well. I know that we have hosted at least 2 sessions about SEO with Meva Cifuentes and Meg from the website for translators. But this was another aspect of how Tess has been seeing that and implementing from the inbound marketing aspect. So thank you once again, Tess. Is there anything else you would like to add that we didn't mention?
No, I will provide the links to these resources and
thank you so much
to our course if you want to check it out afterwards. So
okay, thank you. I would really like if you would be so generous with us to share the links or the tools in the comments area of the live, so people to go back and find it at any time. So you will find the live in the Mentoring for Translators group, and we will post them in the comments. And I will share the course link in the CPD section where all the courses are, and it will appear also in the group. Okay, thank you, Virginia and Tess. Thank you so much. That's Federica from Italy. Thank you for watching us from Instagram as well, and for being with us for 1 hour now. So that was another Ask Your Mentor Anything live. It was about inbound marketing and marketing your services, translation services online. If you would like and miss it to find out more about Tess, how Tess started out, and her most efficient strategies that she's been using for her translation business, and also her course about inbound and online marketing, please go back and watch the recording and find us on YouTube, my YouTube channel, on Instagram as well. There's going to be the live there. And also in the Mentoring for Translators group, where everything will be shared, the resources and the course of Tess. We lost Tess. Tess, maybe there's a problem with the connection. Tess, we lost you on the main. Okay, now she's back. There was a problem maybe with the connection, or did you do any magical thing?
I was trying to comment and I thought I had to log in. I'm sorry. I will have to comment.
Okay. You will comment later directly in the Mentoring for Translators group. Tess is a member of our Mentoring for Translators group. So if you have any question for Tess, you can reach her out directly. And thank you all of you for being here live with us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Thank you, Tess, for accepting my invitation. I hope to meet up again in person at a conference or in Greece in the future.
I do too. Thank you.
Okay. And success with your course. And Martina has a module there, and Martina is great as well. So bye-bye for now, and see you in the Facebook group.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.